In today's video, we'll be looking at this issue of Nintendo Power magazine. I'm excited to look through this issue since the main feature is Super Mario RPG, and this game will be released for the Nintendo Switch on November 17th. So I think it'll be cool to go back in time and see how it was promoted in the 90s. And let's see, I can't remember what year this was. Okay. So volume 82, March 1996. Wow, that seems like so long ago. Alright, so table of contents. I actually have not looked through this at all yet. So it's going to be a complete surprise what articles we come across. So what is this? Player's Pulse. It looks like readers could both email and send in letters, which is cool. Some nice artwork. It's actually really good. Power charts. So what is this? Readers voting in the players poll send Super Mario RPG soaring up the most wanted list this month. Okay, so most wanted games are right here. Virtual Boy, Chrono Trigger, lots of good games there. Wow, the Virtual Boy's a console. Alright, the Super NES Top 20. So Donkey Kong Country 2 was number 1 in March 1996. A lot of good games here. Yoshi's Island, Link to the Past. And it's so cool to see that so many of these games are still popular today, either in these original release forms or in remakes. So it is really cool. Top 5 Sims. SimCity is number 1. Game Boy Top 10. Link's Awakening, Dr. Mario. Again, so many good games. And then the Virtual Boy Top 5. There were many games for the Virtual Boy. Alright, I always love stuff like this. So a phone directory, Nintendo Power subscription line, talk to a game counselor, 95 cents per minute. If anybody out there has actually done this in the 90s, let me know. I'd love to know what kind of conversations you had. And I wonder if it was actually helpful. And then the power line, I think this was actually pre-recorded help. So yeah, for a lot of the popular games. Modem into the source. Nintendo Power source on American Online. So funny. College Slam. So what is this all about? Guess this was in time for the college championships. So I guess it's just about brackets and the Final Four. Actually wonder who won that year. Wow, this really What is this? Frantic Flea. A flea named Frantic stumbles into a machine that transforms him into Super Flea. I never heard of this. I don't even know what console. Oh, it must be Super NES. So it looks interesting. Oh wow, so I wonder if this is just kind of helping people through the game. It looks like it's giving some tips. Boing Central, Manic Mountains, the First Fortress, inside the Destructicon. I guess that's how you say it. Cutthroat Island. Guess this is also for Super NES. The hunt is on for buried treasure. The long-lost hoard from a Spanish galleon lies buried on mysterious Cutthroat Island. Morgan Adams, the gutsy daughter of a notorious pirate, is determined to grab the gold, but to recover it, she'll need to find 3 pieces of the map to Cutthroat Island. I wonder if this ended up being a popular game. Never heard of it. I will say that Nintendo Power did a good job with their articles. It looks like so much information for each of these. I might have to look this up actually. I love pirate themed games and shows. So this looks pretty cool. And again, so much information. Carriage Chase, the harbor, Morning Star, Mutiny, the jungle. This looks like it would be a cool level. So it really is kind of walking you through the game. I guess she is one of the main characters. Only the strong survive in the arena. I think this is from championships. So the names of people who won for each game, or I guess who scored really high in each of these games. I would love to know if any of these people are out there and would ever come across this video. That would be so cool. It says enter the arena, write your name, address, and member number on the back of your photo, and enter the arena. Include your Super NES in the photo of your high score. Dim the lights and take a few photos without a flash. If you're taking a photo of a Game Boy, place it on a flat surface. Challenges in this issue must be received no later than April 15th, 1996. The top qualifiers receive superpower stamps. It's really hard to remember a time before YouTube, before you could just look stuff up or watch people speedrun. or anything like that. Rev it up. Super Mario Kart. Life in the Fast Lane. Mario and company are back on track with the re-release of Super Mario Kart for the Super NES. Okay, so this was advertising re-release. So let's see who our drivers were. Mario, Princess, Bowser, Koopa, Luigi, Yoshi, Donkey Kong Jr., and Toad. So again, I guess this is going through different tips. Maybe giving some clues about the different courses. Banana peel strategy. This is good. Banana peels are great for taking care of tailgaters or just thinning out the pack. If you don't have an immediate target, drop it off in a sharp corner. Peels can also be fired ahead of you by pressing up and A, but they fly very far and often fall beyond the track. Ramming, cut and jump, GP versus match, Tetris. So I can tell right away what this is advertising, and it is Tetris for Virtual Boy. So if you never played a game on the Virtual Boy, here were the amazing graphics. It was just very red. It is worth a lot of money today though. So if you find one in your basement, don't get rid of it. So I guess it's just going over the game. I was never actually good at Tetris. But anyways, basically this would have been a 3D version for the Virtual Boy. What is this? Ken Griffey Jr. Online. I guess what this was with AOL. So funny. This makes me really miss the 90s. Alright, so Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Most Wanted. Welcome to this edition of Yoshi's Island's Most Wanted. I'm Yoshi, filling in for the vacationing Yoshi. Tonight, we look at a veritable rogues gallery that has been plaguing our once peaceful island paradise. Feels like there's something on the back of this. Oh, must be some kind of a poster. Assuming this is something with Marvel. Nice. War of the Gems. Coming soon to your Super NES from Capcom. Alright, well that's a cool poster. And then it also has these, which are Mortal Kombat cards, I guess. They're kind of cool. And then this just goes over Yoshi's Island a little bit more, I guess. Epic Center. I see something Zelda, that means I have to read it. Zelda and SimCity return. The classic series of Super NES games from Nintendo will start showing up in stores within the next few months. Epic gamers should rejoice, because this means that 2 of the best Epic games for the Super NES will soon be back in production. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and SimCity both sold out in the US and have been nearly impossible to find for the last year. A Link to the Past, one of the finest adventure games of all time, was the brainchild of Shigeru Miyamoto and features live-action battles and endless action puzzles. Very true. And it's still a popular game today. Alright, so here we are for the main event. Super Mario RPG. Legend of the Seven Stars. A bit of action, a bit of role-playing, and a lot of fun. Wait for those players who plunge into the frantic 3D world of Super Mario RPG. Legend of the Seven Stars. Mario's adventure debuts in May, but Nintendo Power scoops the world today. Not Your Father's RPG. Role-playing games have come a long way since the days of Zork, but never has there been such a radical leap as you'll find in Super Mario RPG. Mario's greatest adventure takes place in a 3D, 3/4 view world that pulses with life. Mario and his friends mingle with mushroom citizens and Bowser's Koopa cronies, plus a bevy of bouncing baddies from beyond the Mushroom Kingdom. It all takes place inside a 32 megabit game pack powered by Nintendo's SA1 chip. But if you're looking for the fantasy battles between noble warriors and evil sorcerers like those found in most RPGs, forget it. Mario is Mario, as brash and bouncy as ever. He jumps on blocks, searches for hidden coin boxes, throws fireballs at Goombas, and solves action puzzles with dogged determination. Squaresoft, the maker of classic RPGs such as Final Fantasy III and Chrono Trigger, developed the game in Japan with guidance from Shigeru Miyamoto. Even when Square used regular RPG ideas, they included some action element to keep things hopping. The mix works. Super Mario RPG truly is a game that has something for everybody. It's fun, it's innovative, and the graphics rival the best from Rare. And there is the whole gang. So cute. I love this artwork. And I won't spoil too much, because I know many of you might be playing this game for the first time on Switch. So I won't read everything. But yeah, it looks like this is again giving a lot of tips. Mario has never had such a challenge. He's used to fighting Bowser, but now he must save the Mushroom Kingdom from an enemy that comes from beyond the stars. Luckily, our plucky plumber has the suspenders of a true epic hero. Using an assortment of weapons and special attacks, Mario battles through armies and solves puzzles by the score. In addition to his new epic abilities, Mario is still the finest jumper in the land. Mallow, so cute. Time to attack. yourself for a new type of battle, Mario has put away his stomping boots and strapped on his boxing gloves. Given the chance, he'll use weapons too, such as the Hammer Bros sledgehammer or a super fireball attack. Gino. I love all the characters in the game. And just overall, this really is a great RPG, in my opinion. I know it's a favorite of many, so I'm very excited it's now going to be on Switch. So basically, like every Mario game, you're searching for the princess, of course, with your companions. So lots of things to do along the way. Here is Bowser. You can bet that the King of the Koopas doesn't appreciate being thrown out of his castle. Flung off into the wide world along with Mario and Princess Toadstool, Bowser sets about recruiting an army. In spite of the humiliation, eventually he joins up with Mario. He uses Chomp as a weapon and a Big Boo as a special attack. As you might imagine, Bowser is tough and strong, but he proves to be a good companion. So yeah, this is a great game, and definitely worth picking up for sure. Tales of Fantasia. Namco's latest RPG is taking the Japanese game world by storm. We don't know if this title will ever grace our shores, but in the meantime, sit back, relax, and listen to these spellbinding tales of Fantasia. So I actually have never heard of this game, so it must be obviously a Japanese RPG. This is cool. So classified information. It looks like these are all cheats, I guess, for different games. I'm sure it was super helpful back in the day. I actually did not subscribe to Nintendo Power in 1996, but I wish I would have. NHL 96. And oh my goodness, look at these beautiful graphics. Wow, that's too funny. I've definitely never played this game, but I'm sure it was so popular back then. So the Northeast Division, those teams, and then the Central Division. I kind of want to just find this game and put it in for fun. And the Smurfs. Never played this either. Very detailed again with every single game. Counselor's Corner, some more help. How do I control the balloon in Red Hot Ride? So that's for Diddy Kong's quest. How do I open the Crocodile Core? Breath of Fire 2. Where's the real thief? How do I cure the Queen of Tunlin? How do I awaken Grandpa the Whale? Yoshi's Island. Can I return to a previous world? How do I reach the ring in World 2-7? How do I get past the fuzzies? Link's Awakening. And by the way, I love that the people who are actually answering these have little photos. Randy Casper, Bob Givnan, Bernice Reinhardt. How do I get the key from the Dodongo snakes? How do I defeat Evil Eagle in level 7? Nintendo now playing your power guide to the latest releases. So again, I guess it's just going over the new games. Cutthroat Island, NHL 96, The Smurfs, 3D Tetris. And then more about the Virtual Boy. Virtual Boy burst onto the scene last August with some amazing graphic capabilities and a disappointingly small library of titles. Yes, very true. Now a dozen titles have been released, and the games range from sports titles such as golf and Virtual League Baseball to full adventures such as Wario Land. This month, Power recaps all Virtual Boy titles released to date. So in 1996, we had Galactic Pinball, Jack Brothers, Golf, Mario Clash, Mario Tennis, Red Alarm, Nestor's Funky Bowling, Panic Bomber, Tolero Boxer, .3D Tetris, Vertical Force, Virtual League Baseball, Waterworld, and Virtual Boy Wario Land. And these games were not easy, but there's a lot of reasons why the system failed. I mean, you can look it up, everyone has different knowledge about it, but it was very expensive. It was just kind of unimpressive with the display, and it just wasn't portable either. Basically, it was kind of gimmicky, I guess, and I know it made a lot of people sick, like motion sickness, because of the 3D graphics, so yeah, because it failed, that's why it's worth so much today. Alright, the Nintendo Power Awards. So it looks like you can send in what you vote for, which is pretty cool. So different categories. Wonder what ended up winning for each of them. Love seeing all the artwork. And a cute little Kirby. Wow, a lot of categories actually. Pack Watch, the inside source on future games. Disney's Pocahontas. Kirby's Block Ball. Release forecast. So all the games coming out in 1996 for Super NES, Virtual Boy, and Game Boy. I do remember Toy Story for Game Boy. So this is an exclusive interview with Genyo Takeda of Nintendo. Don't know if he still works there. His credits include Nintendo's coin-op video game systems and the Punch-Out series of Nintendo games. Let's see what he said for this question. What part of Nintendo 64 performance impresses you the most? I think there is something graceful and natural about the graphics and motion of the N64. Using lots of polygons is not the most important thing. The fine texture mapping makes a bigger difference in realistic looking worlds. I think that Super Mario 64 is a good example. It has very natural graphics, and that includes the movement. The N64 is so precise, it can control every pixel. Another example is scaling. On the machines from Sega and Sony, if they scale up or scale down, it's not a smooth transition. Adults may understand what's going on, but from a child's perspective, they wonder why this happens when in reality, if you look closely at something, it's a smooth transition. Coming next issue, Shadows of the Empire. So I think this is the ballot for that Players Poll contest. Find the letter that corresponds to a specific Power Award category, then circle the number that corresponds with your choice. So I guess that's how you sent in your vote. So funny. And that's the end of this issue. A really good issue. I'm glad I picked this one up. So Super Mario RPG is about to come out, and I hope you enjoy it, especially if you play it for the first time. So thanks so much for reading along with me, and I'll see you in the next video.